How are you, my dear?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome, Miss Robin Allen.
Thank you. I just have to say really quick, I'm so obsessed with you with short hair to no hair.
Oh my
It
God.
looks, you look so good. You look so beautiful. I love it.
Oh, blessings.
Just have to,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Yes. Oh man, I love your puffs and you got the J Lo going on right now.
I'm
You giving me
trying.
J Lo?
Get
Yes.
the curls out.
Yes. Get those edges. I love it.
I
I
gotta
love
try.
you. Look amazing, and the earrings
Thanks.
too. Yes, of course, Miss Robin Allen style. Of
Thank
course,
you.
you got it together.
Yeah, I had to show up. I had to
Yes.
show up.
Oh no, I'm right there with you. I'm wearing yellow. I was trying to like get bright with you.
Yeah, right.
The jacket. I
Summer.
was like, I do love your overcoat though. It's beautiful.
Thank
So I
you.
need to get me more of those. I was just thinking that in my wardrobe. So
Yeah, just those little kimono cover up type styles. It's like loose and flowy. It's so nice.
exactly, exactly. Oh, how are you? How have you been?
Oh, good. I mean, the world is crazy. I would say like the word of the year for me is roller coaster. I think it's for everybody. And I've just been recovering from an actual, which you know off camera, you already know this, but a major foot surgery. So
Mm,
it's been a lot to not be able to go out there and be a part of the movement and be stuck at home. But that's okay because, you know, as a stylist, as a person who's creative, I got creative. And you know, it's interesting when things get taken away or you can't do something, kind of how you can flip it on its side or mix it up. And that's the
exactly,
same with fashion and style. You know, it's always just like thinking outside of the box. How can I do what I want to do? How can I achieve what I want to achieve? So it's
exactly,
been
exactly.
interesting, but good. It's so good to see you and do this. It's like the first real interview where it's like I put makeup on, I put fun
I
stuff
know.
on, and
Yes.
it
No.
helps, you know?
Listen.
It's like,
Listen. You know what? I just want to just tell you guys how we both met.
yes.
It was like kismet. It was one of those things where when you decide to just go out the limb and just ask, for something that you want and it happens, and that's what I did with KTU. I was there doing hair and makeup for them, and I just kind of like pulled them aside. I was like, hey, I found out that you have this new show, Afternoon Live, and are you looking for a beauty enthusiast? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. And when we did it, we met. It was like the same day, right,
Mm-hmm.
of my first time. And her energy, meeting Robin, oh my God, like she was just like, we already knew that we were like sisters. It was like right off the bat, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, it
It
was a
was fun.
beautiful, like, just union, like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just to watch you do your thing, I was just really inspired because I was really nervous being on front of the camera. Like I'm still am, like I low-key be shaking,
Oh,
but just to see
we
you
are.
just on camera and just running through, smoothly, sharing things that you love, and
Yeah.
I just love that about you. So
Thank
yes,
you.
yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
and one of the first big experiences I remember working with you was your first Bloom event and at a loft. And it was like
Yes,
I was on the panel. It was my
yes.
first like big panel moment. And I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to show up and show out and like, you know, make sure I
You
was
did.
there.
Yes.
And you were just running the show and made such a beautiful event. I met a lot of people, like I just a lot of people from that event, but that's when I knew I was like, okay, Avivat's up to something big with Bloom, and I want to be a part of it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, and then here she are, and now she is on my board. Like I love it. Like
yes,
yes, right? Like that's how it's supposed to be, right? When
yeah,
you meet someone and you feel that energy, you think the same, and you have that same passion and the mission,
mm-hmm.
and we come together. I mean, and for the fact that you said yes, I was like excited because I was like, yes, please tell your story, like share it to everyone, because our whole goal with Bloom was just showing people that don't get seen
Right.
and put them out there. And yeah, and ever since then, you've been by my side, girl. So thank you.
No problem.
Yes,
This is a very
yes,
swank ride, so it's
exactly.
easy.
It's been fun.
It's
No, I
easy.
love it. I love it. So yeah, so let's talk about you and what you've been up to.
Yeah.
You know, um, you know, what is Robin Allen Styles?
Well, that's not a loaded question or anything.
I know.
No, it's really basically, I mean, that Robin Allen Style is just, it's not so much a brand as it is a concept, like about how to live life. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
very bold person, very unique looking person. And growing up in Wyoming and Montana and being biracial and like having freckles all over my face and just already looking different curves, all this stuff, I just like learned early on just to embrace fashion and style and just be like the peacock, right? It's like,
Yes, yes.
okay, I can't fit in, so I'm just gonna stand all the way out, and then
Mm-hmm.
people will just know me for that. And so as I kind of grasped that concept through like high school and stuff, going into art school is when
Mm-hmm.
I really got to shine and like be who I wanted to be. And in all the stuff that happened, and even into, you know, having a vintage and upcycle clothing store with my mom, the concept was always, how do you be yourself? It's not who you're wearing, it's what
Mm-hmm.
you're wearing, right? And like
Yeah,
how you're wearing it and how do you make
exactly.
it your own. And so I wanted to create a whole brand around that, like a whole idea, and help people, just everyday people,
Mm-hmm.
achieve feeling that extraordinary feeling, because we all are extraordinary, and I just have
Yes.
the ability to like bring it out in people, and I love doing that, and watching them blossom and seeing their confidence rise up and seeing that swagger come to life that we all have, and giving them the
Yes.
space and the validation to do it, to be like, you do it, I'm a cheerleader, let's go, you got
Yes.
this, you know, and then just like kind of push the ducklings out of the nest, and it's like, you can fly, you can do this. And it's all just like wrapped up in the idea of clothes, because I think clothes do matter,
Mm-hmm.
to make us feel better, to give us the confidence to move forward, to give us that
Mm-hmm.
confidence to get what we want, the next job, the next leadership, anything. It's
Yes.
you got to have the right look before people will listen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, we're all
Right.
scamming each other.
Exactly. It's like we definitely judge the book by its cover, like
Unfortunately, yes.
automatically. You
Yeah.
know, I find myself, sizing people up and down low key, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I kiss myself, but I'm checking you out, and seeing what
Exactly.
this style is about. I love that.
Exactly.
I love that. Oh
And
my goodness.
a great friend of mine, she's a ride or die friend of mine, and she's my coach, Jennifer Covington, beautiful woman of color, love her, love her, love her. She gives me the best advice ever, which is basically, it's like the concept of a book. You give people what they need on the cover, right? You give them the title of actually, you give them the title of what they want on the cover. So it's like, 10 days to get a great guy. And everyone's like, ooh, I'm going to buy that. And then they open it up and it's like, work on yourself, girl. You don't need a guy. And it's like,
Right.
dang it. And so it's like, I've been tricked, but tricked in a really good way, where it's like, it's that idea of give them what they want, but really when they open the book, you give them what they need. And and,
Exactly.
and that's the concept of, really, it's about self-love. It's about what your self-worth. It's all
Mm-hmm.
self.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just, I just like to kind of mask it in plain dress up in like clothes and stuff, because I think everyone can grasp that. Everyone has to wear them. We
Exactly.
all have to come
Exactly.
see.
I think everybody has that moment where they want to just dress up. Like when
Yeah,
we're little kids, we just like wanted to dress, boys and girls, we get it
yeah,
in. And it's just all about creating this world for yourself, but then
totally.
also finding your own unique style and sense of, of worth. And just like, because that whole saying of, when you look good, feel good,
That's
you
right.
know, it it
That's
it,
right.
it does. It makes it work, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, I there's one thing I teach too, Aviva. I always talk about superpower pieces.
Yes.
So there's always something that I always ask my clients. I'm like, okay, what's the one thing that if you left the house, you'd feel naked? Like you'd be like, oh my God, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
wear a necklace. Like, oh God,
Right.
and you just feel your energy and confidence changing because you didn't put on those, for me, it's earrings, and
Mm-hmm.
these rings right here, these bad boys right here.
Ooh.
If I don't have these, I will
Yeah.
turn around. I will call you to tell you I'll be late. I will go
Yes.
right back around and
Yes.
get those, because it is a confidence builder. It's my superpower piece. It's my cape. And so I
Okay.
always say that. It's like, people are always like, well, can I wear this with that? It's like, it doesn't matter. Does it
Right.
make you feel like $1,000,000? Do you feel like you can attack the world in the best way possible? Then
Yeah.
wear them. It's
Yes.
always in style to have
Yes.
that confidence.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I always like talking superpower pieces, because it's
No, I
like,
love it.
our big earrings are my earrings are my jam. I mean, as you
Yes.
well know,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
like you just feel different when you don't have them on. And it's one of those things too, not about just feeling confident when you leave. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, I put on my hoops, my lip, a fierce lip color,
Yep.
my earrings, and walked around in my house dress just to feel
Yes.
better. Like, I was like,
Yes.
I need
Exactly.
a boost.
Right.
So
Right.
and just
I
put them
mean, it's so
on.
funny too because I mean, I have a friend. I think she's on here right now, Jocelyn. Like
Hi,
I've been
Jocelyn.
watching, following her. Yes,
Yeah.
and every day she has a brand new hairstyle, right? Because her hair is growing out. You know, she rocked it all short, did a big old chop, and then
Yep.
boom, and she's rocking her natural hair in so many different ways. And I'm just like,
Cool.
yes, girl, yes. And
Yes.
you know, I know that's what makes her feel good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we be, you know, hi, yes, hi, we're
Hi.
talking about you. Yes. So I definitely get it. Like, you know, definitely a power lip, you know,
Mhm.
earrings. Me, I have several. I don't know. I think my power piece, I always thought that my power piece could be like my hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since I cut it off, I mean, I still
It's so
feel,
powerful.
yeah, I still feel power because you know, you have to uphold yourself. You know, you walk taller when you have nothing on, you
Yeah.
know?
It's so
So,
royal. It's so like, oh, it's
yeah,
so good.
right, you know, and it takes time, and not a lot of people have that courage. So how do you help people find their courage to, you know, try something new?
Well, I literally just give them the space to do it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I give them a safe space to
Yeah,
try it. And
yeah,
I'm number one cheerleader. I'm also what I like to call myself, and other people have called it to me as well, is a sassy best friend next door. So
yes,
it's like it's all coming from the heart. It's like
mm-hmm.
a heart place, and
Mm-hmm.
it's received like that. But I'm also not gonna baby you through the process. I'm gonna be like, we need to try it. You need to do this. You're fabulous. Let's go. Let's do it.
Right, right,
And then just giving them that courage to try it. And
mm-hmm.
it's just this person and me, we're just talking it out. And the second, it's so great. The best feeling ever with clients is like, is when I have them try something new they've never tried. They come out and they look at themselves in the mirror and they just do a little bit of a like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm like, there it is. It's like, got you. Like,
Yeah,
in the best way possible, because I know in that moment they've sold themselves. I didn't have to
mm-hmm.
do anything,
Right,
but just allow the
right,
space for them to try. And now they're seeing, like, their world is opening up, because now it's like, I know I've done my job when I hear these words. I've never thought about it that
yeah,
way.
right,
Because it's
right.
just like, it's just music to my ears, because, and they can
Boom, boom,
sell it.
boom.
They can
I
sell
know she's
themselves
like
on
in
it.
the moment. I know she's probably saying like it's just. I saw this part. It's just because it froze up just for a hot
Oh
second.
yeah, yeah,
What were you
yeah.
saying?
I know. No, I was just saying it's just like music to my ears when I
Yes.
hear I've never thought of it that way, because now I know they believe it
Yeah.
and they're in it and they see
Mm-hmm.
what I've seen all along. I
Mm-hmm.
have the ability to see the future, and you look fabulous and amazing. You're gonna like take it over, and you're queen, and you're like, I see all that. I'm
Yeah.
like a chessboard. I'm 15 steps ahead.
Listen, I
I'm just
already know. Okay, so the very last big, you know, runway show we had was
yeah,
at the Fireman Collective,
yeah.
and she came in as a guest, like she wasn't working that time. She was like, "Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna come support you. I'm in the bathroom changing." She's like, "Oh, be back," and she like came in and went, and I'm just like, "Okay, yes." I need this in my life. I so need this in my life because sometimes, you know, when you're doing
Yeah,
so many things, all at once, you're not really thinking about how to put yourself together.
it's
And
true.
I was just really grateful that you was there. And
It was
that's that
such a
thing
funny
that you
timing.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you come as like that sister girlfriend, and you be like, oh,
yeah.
girl,
Oh yeah.
let me help you out.
Yeah.
And you know,
Just let me, yeah.
just please, can I just?
Yeah. And then, and once you know me, it's like, you know me enough to know, like, do your magic. Like, I know
Yeah,
that this is not going to turn out badly, so
right.
it's building that trust and stuff. And it's so great once I have it from people,
Mhm.
then they're just like, oh, you, like, I know you're going to do it. Just do whatever you got to do to
Right,
me to make me feel great. But
right.
yeah, in that moment, it was so funny, because I was literally just waiting in line to use the bathroom, and you just like, whirlwinded in, you were wearing all white, and it was just so, I remember it being so beautiful, and I was like, nobody touch nothing. This outfit cannot touch anything in this bathroom. It has to stay white. It has to stay pristine. I was like so worried for you. But
Yes.
in that moment, it's a great example too, though. In that moment, Aviva, it's like talking about women who have all these things going on at high levels. You were running the show. You were dealing with hair and makeup. You were doing hair and makeup. You were, getting the model set up. You were the host. You were just had all these hats on, which
Yeah.
a lot of awesome women that I work with are wearing multiple hats. And then you're a mother, and then this,
Mm-hmm.
and you had your children were there. Like, all these moving parts where it's just like, yeah, sometimes you need to have people that have a certain skill set just take care of that for you.
Yes.
Because you're doing so many things that figuring out what you're going to wear is so last in your list of stuff, because of all the creativity and all the amazing things you're doing, that it's okay to call on me. That's what I do. I just do that. And then that's done, check. It's just like hiring somebody to be your virtual assistant. You do social media, you do website, you do this. If everyone has their parts to play, then that's how you grow as a mogul. That's how you grow in business. That's how you stop the hustle. Right.
That part.
But within all that, you still have to dress the part.
That's like that part too. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, trying to build that relationship with people, and like that definitely takes time, especially like me being a hairstylist.
Yeah.
I have a client that comes in, and the way they would trust me at first is what I show them, right?
Right.
And of course, in the beginning, it's a struggle, like trying to build up that portfolio, you know. And so my question is, when was like your pinnacle moment when you thought like, this is my passion, this is my work, like this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, pretty much?
Well, you know, that's a good question. And I wrote this about story on my website. I was like redoing my website, and I kept avoiding the about. I've avoided the about for a long time, like that question, because I thought, man, some people just have it down. They just know the moment that they found their passion, and that was that. And for me, I was like, God, I don't feel like I had that moment. What was that moment, you know? But I did key it in. Like I did kind of hone it in when I was looking back at my life. Like, where did I get all of this? Because my mom was a fantastic mother, but she wasn't one to like be overly stylish or anything. I didn't get it from her, you know, in that sense of the word. I just always liked pretty, beautiful things. But then I think it's because my life was so normal and good, which I'm thankful for, or she made it feel that way anyway.
Yeah.
But also there was a moment when I was in competitive speaking. Yes, I did speech and debate in high school. I was competitive at it, and I lettered in it. Surprise, no surprise.
Boom. Yes.
So I can talk for, I talked and won trophies for talking. But when I was doing those speeches, I literally, there's one time, this one judge, when it was early on in my career of doing the speaking through high school, I hadn't won anything yet. She literally marked my paper, because we always talk with our coaches afterwards, and they show us the comments so we can kind of improve and figure out how to get better. She marked me last, okay? And then in the comments she wrote, and this is out of like 8 people, and she wrote, your speech was good, but you need to get rid of the shoes. I hated them. And it was like, wait, what? I was like, what? And it like, I was like a sophomore at that point, maybe junior, but like I was like so fired up that someone disregarded everything I said in a speech that I worked so hard on, because she was focused on my shoes, which were totally appropriate. They were just funky, like a funky version of a loaf or whatever. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but for her it was, and she could not stop focusing on my shoes, that she gave me last place because she didn't hear a word I said because of my
shoes. And for the fact that she even said it, that part.
Right? And circled it. And
right. Like, ooh, like a red marker.
This day, right? It's like, with a big, like, and my coach was like, I'm sorry, like, this isn't like, this has no, but it fired me up so much. And I hate to say it, but this is kind of what we're in right now in this incredible movement of, sometimes you have to get fired up, right? Sometimes you need the fire. We need to like stand up and be like, no more Mr. and Mrs. Nice Guy. We're not doing it this way anymore. We asked nicely, it didn't work. So you have to have some fire. And that's what I did in the moment of that. I was like, you know what? F her. I'm going to still wear the shoes. I'm going to still wear my outfit, and I'm going to win. That's the only thing that she motivated me to do was win. And so I did over and over and over. And
like, I'm going to show you.
So I thank her for that moment, because I needed it. But then also I was like, I'm never going to let somebody judge me like that again. They will hear what I have to say. Like, I'll make sure of it. But I did, at the same token, Abiba, realize too the importance of clothes. And what do you want to convey? What do you want people to hear or not hear? So based off of what you're wearing and how much they're going to listen to you. My best example is would we have listened, or would we still be listening to Michelle Obama if she was wearing a juicy tracksuit?
Right.
I mean, it would be a different listen, right? You'd be listening to different things.
Exactly. You'd be like, oh, hold up. What's going on?
Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, she is so well styled and put together and approachable, but cool, but this, but that, but beautiful, but, you know, smart, all this stuff. It all comes through her clothing, and she sits in confidence with what she wears because she has a part to play in that. She you know, she doesn't just let people dress her, and that's not what I want to do. I want to help people learn how to dress themselves. Like, I'm just a guide, you know, and I get into people's heads where the big question is, oh my God, what would Robin do? You know, and it's like, I want it to be a good fear-based question, you know, where it's like, okay, she would tell me to wear this skirt and do this and do that.
Listen.
And then go for it.
Yes. No, like today I was thinking the same thing too. I was like, okay, so earrings, I got a piece, you know what I mean? Like, I got layers. I was like, okay, bright colors, it's summer.
Great. Yeah.
You know, all about that. So I definitely, and that's what you want people to do. Yeah. You want people to think about you when they're getting dressed or doing their hair or their makeup, like, what would she do? You know? So I love that. I love that because you get into heads and, like, you know, it's all about the psyche and just helping, you know, each other out. So that's awesome that, you know, you felt like that pinnacle moment of someone just like, you did great, but your shoes, you know, turn that around for you is like, you know what, I'm gonna help others. Okay, that makes sense. Now I understand that fashion does make a difference because it can be, you know, something that draws people to you or, you know, back away, you know, like, exactly.
Well, and then it's like, when I got into art school, it was that question all over again too. It's like, okay, I was already unique and different. I was owning that. Everyone in high school had known me as like the, you know, this cool, crazy girl that was just Robin. And I was totally fine with that. But I still had identity issues because I was still hiding a lot of, well, I was not hiding. I just didn't share because out of a little bit of fear of where I was and where I grew up, that I was kind of living a white life and not living my Black life. Like, I wasn't living as a biracial woman to me full out until I got to art school. And a Black girl sat next to me and a white girl sat next to me, no joke. And they both turned to me like this, and they're like, ew, they're like, what are you? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, and that was the moment where I was like, I can be I'm like, I'm you and you. And I can be anything I want. You know, this is a moment where I can say who I am and be creative and be stylish and be different because I want to, not because I was trying to just tell people it's okay, I'm different. I'm just going to wear different stuff and it'll be okay for you to understand that. But now in art school, it was like, oh, I get to really be who I want to be fully and just like embrace it and then just go with it. And that was so exciting. And part of that process too, Aviva, was like, I was going to school for fashion design. But what I ended up figuring out too during all that is that I liked putting people together more than I liked making the clothes, like doing the pattern making and all that, which is fashion design itself is not glamorous. So yeah, it's the look, it's the final look that's glamorous. That's style.
That's the part, right?
That's the fun part.
I want that. I want the finished product.
Yeah. So I had this revelation of like, oh my God, I don't really like creating the dresses and the garments. I like to put it all together and see that person become confident, just to see it all. I love a good before and after, and it's like that after feeling of awesomeness. And I was like, that's what this is. It's like I need that part, the soul part, that what's that word? It's like that initial like bow. You know what I mean? I'm using special effects for what I want to say. No, I like it. I was like, I know what you mean. That I know it.
Yeah. You know,
totally. It's that wow factor. It's like kind of that, just that thing that goes, oh yeah. Like, let me put this together with that, and that'll create this feeling in that moment. And that's powerful to be able to do. Now, I don't take back going to design school at all because I know how, you know, clothing is made when it's made well, how it should fit, all of that, which comes in handy with, you know, leading my clients in the right direction for clothes.
Exactly.
So I love that part, but I did come out of it going, I'd rather be a stylist. Like, I'd rather put it all together and see that after, and as opposed to like literally building the garments, you know. Which is
I mean, it's just an instant gratification. That's
there it is.
Bye.
Instant gratification.
Yes, yes. I mean,
It
I'm the
is
same
true.
way too. It's weird because for me, when I braid hair, it's meditation for me.
Yeah.
But and like people are like, how do you like stand for hours on end? I was like, because at the end of the day, it's that instant gratification for you and I when I see that whole look when I'm done.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Those
When I know
things,
that you're gonna be bomb and you're gonna be all that and then some once I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and it's
I
like, and you're
definitely
like,
get
it's
it.
like a mama bear mode. It's just like as they walk out the door, you're like, I did that.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them. You know, I mean, yeah, you're just like, oh my god, that was really good.
Right, like you want
Good
also
job.
like you just take some photos, paparazzi action, all of that.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
yes.
proud moment.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
I
it. I
totally
love
get
it.
that. Yeah.
Man. So then, is there anybody that you that has like influenced you? Is there someone that like a mentor that you felt like, you know, okay, I like what she's doing. This is what I, you know, want to go for.
Right. You know, that's another good question because I was really raised by fashion magazines. I would say I was an only child, totally in my imagination, like all about, you know, just creating worlds, but also, you know, my Barbies were pretty significant to me.
Yes.
And
they have their own
you know,
closet and all, huh?
Totally. And this is really funny. I'm going to have to post a picture because I looked back at my Barbie. I still have my Barbies and my Barbie clothes because I dress them all kinds of ways. My bag of Barbie clothes is ginormous.
Oh my God.
And I really did, I think, start cultivating it then when I was like a little girl, just like putting all the stuff together.
Of course.
But my mom was really good at buying me like a beautiful rainbow of Barbies. I had like, I mean, one that looks like Padma Lakshmi. I have one that looks like my friend Jen. I have all the different shades. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then I was even thinking, how does she even get these Barbies then? I was really thinking that. But yeah, so I've been dressing all types of women this whole time. It was
look at that.
So
it was embedded in you. It was. Yes.
And then I was like, why stop dressing, playing dress up and, you know, creating these ultimate worlds. But yeah, influential. I'm a total pop culture kid. I was a latchkey kid. TV was my best friend, you know, magazines, movies, all that was super influential on me. So I got when I was younger that I looked like Molly Ringwald a lot. So I was also obsessed with the 80s movies like Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink. Like I made my own prom dress based off of Pretty in Pink to go to my junior prom with a friend of mine. I was like living the 80s life like that. And that was influential for me because I
the fashion on there.
Yeah. And the fact that she made her own thing and did her own thing and so I was really influenced by all of those stories that I was seeing and reading. And then you know, I was really affected by the United Colors of Benetton ads. I had those up all over my room.
Yes.
Do you remember those
shades of colors? Yes.
Yeah. And the cross colors,
freckles, red hair, all of that.
Yeah. So that was influential too. I loved it. I'm just a visual person. So it was just kind of anything that I thought was just out of the norm or colorful or had something to say. I've always been attracted to that. Now that could be because my mom's always been an activist. Like she's always been someone that would call on things like that. So I think something that had a message was always ingrained in me too. But I put those up all over my wall. I still do tear. Like I still tear out of magazines. I still tear inspiration. I don't know if you do that, like manifestation boards.
Yes.
It's so empowering to be influenced by things that give you feeling. Yeah, that move you in some way, shape, or form. It could just be joy, or it could be, you know, something super passionate, or just beautiful turquoise jewelry, something that goes, you're just like, whoa. That's the stuff that influences me. I love that kind of stuff.
And like, do you feel like when you do pull out like, you know, images and like you mentioned like kind of like a vision board, right? Like, you know, you want to see everything laid out. Do you feel like, you know, you can put that towards your personal life, right? So fashion into your personal life and be able to manifest, just like how you would manifest an outfit, like, you know, putting out there. I think people don't really realize that that's like the best way to, you know, push things going, right? You know, always having that vision, that visual right in front of your face, so you know you can keep on going. That's that visual of like, I'm gonna get that dress, I'm gonna make that mission to fit into that dress. You know, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My vision board, which is right here, and it's ginormous because I don't do anything small.
Right.
And it's of course trimmed in glitter, which is fine. Always trim everything you can in glitter.
Something pretty.
Yeah, no big deal. But
Yes.
I do have different sections about like my goals in health, my goals
Mm-hmm.
in money, my goals in fashion, my goals in what type of clients I want to attract. I want to attract my tribe. I want to make sure I'm, that was an interesting thing for
Mm-hmm.
me. To do that. I just started doing that last year where it's like, you know what, I can pick my clients. Even though I work for myself, I have my own business. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean I still can't pick my clients. Not everybody that comes to me, I
Right.
have to say yes to,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was an interesting concept to think about, when women are naturally yes people, when, we're in a business of service, you
Mm-hmm.
naturally are a yes person. So to really go, okay, you know what, I'm just going to put on my board who I want,
Right.
or who I want to come or be called to me. And it's
Mm-hmm.
totally worked. But
Yeah.
saying that, that's all lifestyle. That's all the
Yes.
style of your life that you want.
Yes.
Style is in everything. It's in
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Mm-hmm. It's a
And
design. It's a
it's a
design.
design.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what lifestyle means. It's your life
Yes.
design. You
Yes.
choose it. So clothing is just part of that, the way we put ourselves together is just part of that bigger design.
Mm-hmm.
But we're styling things all the time,
Right.
It's interesting. So yeah, I have every aspect on my little vision board of
Yeah.
what I want to achieve. So
I love it. I
yeah.
love it. Oh, so then, like, knowing that you have a goal and a
Mhm.
mission, have there been any obstacles that you've gone through that you felt like, okay, maybe I should not do this? Or
Right.
maybe, you know what I mean? Did you ever have that moment?
Yeah, I mean, going back to finding my tribe and like taking
Mm-hmm.
on clients that weren't my tribe
Mm-hmm.
and, kind of not getting that feedback or that energy back in return that I put out that I had come accustomed to. And, and it's just been a couple times, but those times are so significant, saying, I can't have this kind of come back into my life, because then, like we all do, which I know we're always all working on, is, we can have 1,000 positive things told to us
Right.
and then one negative one. And
Girl,
which one do we believe?
that one.
The
Mm-hmm.
one. And so that's where it's hard to like and that's why I was like, well, I don't want any ones in my tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And I can help manifest it into that, or out of that and into who I want to work with and who's going to appreciate me. Um,
Right.
that's kind of one of those roadblocks and it's just always a self-doubt. Like a lot of times, like even in this Black Lives Matter movement, even in the pandemic, even in these extreme times, even before this, because I do have an activist side of me. I have that
Yeah.
I need to save the world. I want, that's why Bloom is amazing. That's why I'm on the board with Bloom, because we're here to help inner city, kids of color to
Mm-hmm.
achieve their dreams. That's major. I've
Yeah.
always felt that way. Whatever we're doing for work, it doesn't matter what we do if we don't give back, if
Mm-hmm.
we don't pay it forward, if we don't help someone up, if we don't
Mm-hmm.
make it easier. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand, having the life I have if I'm not supposed to go outward with it and do something bigger that's
Mm-hmm.
beyond me. And
Yes.
and with that feeling, I do question fashion. I do question, is clothes a deep enough thing to talk about? Is it
Mm-hmm.
too shallow? And am I
Mm-hmm.
doing the work that I need to do? Is
Mm-hmm.
it important enough
Mm-hmm.
for what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is what gets me. That's my roadblock of,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
this, did I pick a shallow business? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all fashion and fun. Does any
Yes.
of this
No,
matter at the end of the day?
I
And
totally get
right?
it.
Because with
Yes.
hair and makeup, it's the same kind of concept. Like, is
Like,
this,
listen, is it going to be important? Like, it's so
yeah,
funny too, because like, obviously now everybody wants to get into, natural hair, wear
right,
natural makeup or no makeup,
right,
everything's about hair care, skin care, you know, um, overall body wellness,
Yeah.
mental
Yeah.
wellness. And so
Yeah.
you're thinking like, will that matter? Like, I also think about that. We've talked about that about Bloom, about as far as like the fashion shows is concerned and what that looks like
Right.
now and beyond,
Yeah.
and I know, and we both know that it's been slowly changing, and having these side effects of having abundance of clothes not going anywhere,
Right.
and that's one thing I love about what you do, because you can go to somebody's closet. You're not telling them to buy something new unless they want to, right? But you take whatever they already have and put it together. Like, I remember the day that you came over.
Yeah,
And
I
was
dipped
like,
in real quick. It wasn't a full experience. I just did a dip.
It's just a little bit. I mean, I really wish we could have got in heavy, but I just took out certain pieces that I knew that I needed for certain things.
Right. Yeah.
And you was able to put it together. She's like, so if you're going to this meeting, put this together. Were you on TV? Put this together.
Yeah.
And I love that,
Yeah.
and I feel like we all, definitely need that. But also, when you're able to educate somebody about self-confidence, right, and how they portray themselves when they do meet people and how they carry themselves, I think that still comes in behind with fashion. I mean, I don't think anybody will get away from that. I think if that's your love, if that's your thing, just like how you say, when you get in the car and you forgot your piece, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all that stuff, you will go right back. And I think that people, if that's already within you, that will never go away.
Right.
So, but I hear you. Like, so what do you think, like the new norm will be like for you, like for, it's just fashion as a whole? I mean,
yeah, that's an interesting question that I think fashion is still figuring out right now, but I think the new norm is definitely going to be, and I kind of saw this a little bit, like just within the millennial generation and now the Gen Z and everything, everybody, all these babies after growing up, it's not going to be so much about a label as much as the story, who's behind it. Is it ethical? Are we hiring fairly? All these questions are now going to be a checklist before you buy a shirt. And they should be. They should be. We should be all conscious of that. Look, I got lazy. We all got lazy in that idea of fast fashion. It's within our budget. It's, within our price point. That's hard to unlearn, to say, I might have to pay a little bit more for something because it aligns with all of my values. But it's so worth it. It feels so much better. And you don't need 1,000 pieces. We don't need a ton of Forever 21 crap. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I agree.
Why sell that?
Yeah.
Let's buy one piece that looks awesome. Then we save up, we buy another one in 2 weeks or whatever. And I think the fashion will truly be slowing. I think it is going to slow down. And I think a lot of businesses right now are thinking of a lot of things, from eco to equality to, pandemic. I mean, all these huge things that it's going to, and I'm seeing it change already, how people are advertising, how it's coming out, how they're focusing, but you still have to do the due diligence of researching and making sure your checklist is checked off, or as many things as possible is checked off. I know that's, it's a dream world where we can have all the things checked off on our list, but if we can have the majority, then we're doing good. And then also, like you said, I love redoing, like I love coming up with different combinations in people's closet, and they don't have to buy a single thing. I'm a master at that, or mistress at that. And it's just an amazing feeling to say you already had everything you needed, but you can still feel new and refreshed. Because I think that's why we go towards clothes or getting our hair done or anything. We just want something fresh and
new.
New, and I just want to feel a little different or whatever it is. And I get that. I love shopping, but I've just been shopping all Black businesses, and they just all seem to have messages. But that's me. To say stuff, but it also feels fun and good. It's like I'm being exposed to way beyond what I already knew. I mean, that's what's fun too, exploring all the people out there. I mean, so much out there.
I think like now, exactly. But I mean, like, I think, like you said, it's not about buying new clothes, it's getting what it's about sense of style. now style is coming back, not just
Yes.
fashion, you know what I mean? Like how you actually put your pieces together.
Yeah.
And especially if it's just, you know, from, you know, breast up, you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? You know, what are you going to put together? Because people still want to see something pretty and, you know what I'm saying, and attractive in front of the camera, right? So when you
pause. Okay.
All that stuff that I know. I'm right there. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it was super. It was
the
super
phone. Instagram. We need you to be able to put you know Instagram on the computer on desktop, so then you don't get
Yes.
paused. You know. But yes. But what I was trying to say, Eels, is that you know knowing that style is coming back, and I feel like you know remember that video that I sent to you, fresh dress.
Yes.
It was about you know streetwear and everything like that. Cause Sneaker Week is coming, you guys, in August.
There is.
We're still going to be doing something awesome for you guys. I can't wait. But fresh dress was I found it on Amazon, and it's basically about how streetwear came to you know to what we have right now, and it was through, of course, the hip hop
culture,
you know culture, and you know it was definitely interesting because then it was about style because not everybody had money to buy big name brands or anything like that.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's coming back around. So I think
really is. I love seeing it because I mean that's how I always grew up. It's like we didn't have a lot of money, and so I was shopping Goodwill when I was 14. Like half my prom dresses, if I didn't try to create them myself, were from Goodwill, and it was taboo then. It was a little taboo until probably a couple years ago.
Yeah,
and now the new generation like brought it back. The song. But that's pop culture, right? The influence of pop culture is strong, and so it has to influence us in the right way. And I totally agree though with that idea that people are getting more creative again. You're seeing all the tie-dye come back. People are tie-dyeing things again and cutting things up. I love a good cut. Like I cut up my shirt I just bought because I was like, yo, I want to support you. I love this message, but I got to show this up here, please.
Okay.
If I get one more male t-shirt, like I can't. This is all good on women. You need like t-shirt people. Like let's cut it. Let's do a little scoop neck.
You know what I'm saying? Off the shoulder. Something.
Yeah.
You know?
So I cut mine so it's off the shoulder. So I have a flash dance vibe about it.
Wow.
Because I have to be confident in it.
Yes.
And then like I'll add fringe to, you know, I'll cut fringe in my t-shirt, stuff like that, because and I've always done that because I just have to be different. That's just me, and I got to be confident in it. I'm not going to wear a shirt where I feel dumpy. I'm going to cut it to make myself feel good. So I love. You're right. The 80s hip hop culture, fashion. It was so unique. You know, cross colors. Like everything was just like so different, and how people were just throwing it all together and creating new trends by style trends, not by fashion trends.
Because you know we had like the grunge where everybody was wearing plaid, you know, wrapping around dark Martens, like all of that. Like and now, and you know how fashion is just as a whole, but style, because style repeats itself, right? You know, and now we're in this world where everything is coming all together. Everything, you know. Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like there is no like one thing that's on trend or in fashion or whatever. It really is about how you're putting it together. And I've always believed that. I always believe it is not who you're wearing, it is how you're wearing it. Because you could wear a paper bag or Lady Gaga meat dress on the runway and be like, red carpet, be like, yo, I got all the confidence in the world. You really gonna question my meat dress? No. And if you do, it's gonna blow up and become viral on purpose.
Exactly.
So it really is confidence. You really could wear a paper bag if you put some hoops with it. You got a good hair, like nails are done. I mean, it really, it's just awesome to see all the creativity that's happening. I'm really digging the TikTok videos where people were changing, you know, it was like me in quarantine, and then they do the thing, and then it's them all glammed up and like styled out in their nice outfits. I loved that trend. I thought that was so cute.
Yes, the don't rush challenge. I love it. I
thought that was great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited that it's going back to style for sure.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, I think, you know, that's what really all matters. The style,
Yeah.
how you wear it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
And I would say too, Evie, about the tip about that too, if people are scared to embrace that or say, oh, I don't have style, or what does that mean? It really is going with your gut.
Yes.
Like if you like this crazy thing and you want to try wearing polka dots with it because you feel like that feels good, do it. There are no rules. Like the white after Labor Day, they can't wear black with navy, like don't, like all that is old school rules. Do what makes you feel good, because that's what's going to bring out your confidence.
Exactly.
So
just like how little kids do. You know what I mean? My son, listen, I was like, okay, we're gonna coordinate. We're wearing like black and gray, and then he decides to put this like fluorescent orange striped socks, and they were long, right? With his, like, I was like, okay, all right, do you? Yes, that's your piece right there. Your socks.
Yeah, he sold on it, and then all of a sudden later you're just like, God, that is pretty good. Like, you know, like then all of a sudden you're like, maybe I do the socks, maybe I like I mean, it's just confidence and totally a kid mentality, totally. Just go kid dress up mentality. Yeah, no one's here to judge you, and if they judge you, that's their insecurity, not yours. You got to feel confident with what you're putting together, and if you feel that, then I'm serious. Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Clearly, we've got nothing left to lose with this type of year going on. Just make yourself happy.
At the end of the day, boom. See, those are the gems that I'm talking about. Those are the gems that I'm talking about. Because I was going to ask you, I was like, so what type of advice would you give, you know, to anyone, especially our youth? I mean, obviously, you know, you just letting them know, like, just be free, be you. At the end of the day, that's what it matters. Just being transparent and being honest with yourself. And
just be honest with yourself, and you know, also don't be afraid to ask for help if you feel that you need it. You know, it's like with Bloom, like that's what we're trying to do as a collective over here, is really give a safe space. Once again, you know, just like I do with my clients, give them a safe space to come in and try what they want to be, you know, and validate it and say, you know, for me, it's like, hey, you want to try that outfit on? Okay, try it on. And then I'll be like, well, I'm always like this. How do you feel? How do you feel? You can ask that same question to yourself in the mirror. How do you feel? And it's like, well, I feel like $1,000,000. Then wear it. I don't care if it's shorts and galoshes and a weird hat with an umbrella. Like, I don't, you know, I mean, because you're going to go out and people are just going to accept it. That's what they did with me in high school. They didn't question it because you know why? Because there's only one of you. There's only one of us. So how can they question it? They've got nothing to compare it to. Oh, okay, yeah, high-waisted jeans are, and I'm wearing low-waisted jeans. I don't care, but you don't know that anyway about high-waisted jeans. So it's just like, you know, you're that, and you're that much of an individual. We all are. So it's like, why are we trying to fall into these boxes? Like where everyone's telling us this is what's so cool and this is what's so it. It's like, no, does it look good on your body? Do you feel good in it? Can you breathe? Can you sit? Can you know, depending on what your activity you're doing. I mean, that's my only other thing is function.
Right.
You have to sense.
Right. Don't wear heels when you're about to go hiking.
Exactly. But you can sure as hell wear heels on the couch while you binge watch Queer Eye and a tiara, maybe.
I mean,
maybe
there you go.
Maybe I haven't. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like you can play. Just remember to play. And don't take everything. I mean, fashion should not be taken seriously in that regard of being so intense about it that it affects your psyche or your mental health or it stresses you out. And if you ever need advice, you can always hop over to my Instagram. If you have a question, I mean, literally just ask me. Well, I'll answer it because it is about guidance. I know some people are going into professions or getting that job or promotion where, yes, clothing does have to be a certain type of way for a certain type of job. Just like we were talking about Michelle Obama. We wouldn't want to see her in juicy sweats as she's talking about going to college. Like, you know, I want to obsess over her and then listen to her. But but that knowing that there's a place for certain things, it's like you can still be kooky and wacky and awesome and different and still dress in a professional manner or still dress in a way that you can go out and do physical activity or be an essential worker. We'll get, you know, let's trim your scrubs with some glitter or some African print or you know, I mean, there's things you can do to still make it you. And it's okay to embrace that, you know.
Yeah,
It's really okay. Yay. Be
exactly.
you, be you. Yeah.
Exactly. All of it. All of it.
All of it.
I think, no, this is definitely amazing. Like, I was gonna be like, okay, what other gems would you begin dropping gems throughout the whole hour? If anybody has any questions, please
Yeah.
contact Miss Robin Allen
Yes.
Style. She's always ready. Listen, I'll be texting her. I'm like, is this cute? Because I'm about to go here, and she'll be like, yeah. So
Yeah.
don't worry, she got you.
Yeah. I love
Look.
it. And if I'm guiding you towards, a better place, more confidence place, I mean, really, really my credit should be I'm a confidence builder. I mean,
There we
that's
go.
really what I love to do. It just happens to be in this format, clothing. But I want to tell you, I am launching a YouTube channel where I'm changing my format a little bit. I'm not ever going to abandon style. That's always me forever and always. But I do want to try some other stuff because, us as creatives, we can't just do one thing.
Of course, please tell me. Yes, tell us.
But yeah, so I'm holding space on my channel right now with a lot of footage from afternoon live segments. And most of the segments I have on there, I chose because they're supporting small business. So that's why they're on there. And then I am really proud of a Black History segment I did in February. Like long ago when we could be in studio, and that was Pride and Joy segment for me. That was really fun. So that's what's holding space on the channel. But really what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be launching with an interview series highlighting fierce Black women that I know, which is a lot. I'm coming for you, Abibat, just so you know. We're going to you're on the you're in the top of the but I just know so many exquisite just so many exquisite Black women in so many ways. And I couldn't imagine my life without them. And I have a gift of gab, clearly. So I thought, let's use that gift for a little bit and interview some of my beautiful friends. And then just move into, I want to feature people of color, BIPOC, like, get into more things and expand. But right now, I really think it's important to highlight my queens and the queens that I know in my life. But then also I'm going to be doing, and the interviews will be fun. It's not going to be all serious. The idea is to show how amazing you are just as people. That's like Amazing Humans interview series. But I just feel like I need to like step into like scoot over Oprah a little bit. Like I want to do my own version of interviewing and calling out some people and doing all this stuff. But then of course I'm also going to do like reaction videos and food stuff, like all this silly stuff. So I'm just really trying to do everything that brings me joy right now. And really trying to highlight that, and talking to my favorite people is one of those things that brings me joy. It's so fun and easy.
I'm right there with you.
Okay, good. Because we're gonna see this reversed. But yeah, so it's called All the Things with Robin Allen on YouTube. It's one long thing, and I'm trying to like really launch in August. But I'm really trying to gain subscribers. I'm ground zero right now, so gaining subscribers and views is key and important. And gaining that right tribe. It's like I don't want people to just subscribe to subscribe. I want you to want to watch the content and be a part of it. But so that's what I'm up to next. I mean, ever changing, but still doing styling, when I can for my
just
home.
Another extension of what you do and who you are.
Right. Well, and that's about the pivot, right? It's pivoting because it's like I can't be in people's closets right now. I can't go shopping the way that we really need to go shopping with a client right now. So it's like, okay, what else am I doing? How am I going to pivot? Because styling is a very close quarters type of thing. But everything on my site, all my services, I have virtual versions that I've been doing. So you can always work with me virtually. But I do want to tell you, to everyone watching and whoever watches this in the near future, within July, I added a promo code Bloom20. So anything in my shop, which is a tag at the top, just go to my shop on my website, robinallenstyle.com. And if you click on it, there's just different things. I have a DIY closet makeover guide. I take you step by step doing your own closet. I've got a service where it's just literally about how to look on Zoom and on Skype and online. How do we style this moment, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
how do we look good? And then
Mm-hmm.
also I have a t-shirt. I actually designed t-shirts back in the day, organic
Yes.
t-shirts, scoop neck.
Yes.
And they all have clever sayings on them and quotes and words of empowerment and stuff. And all of those proceeds, sales are going to go to Bloom for the rest of July. I just want to put it out there.
Oh my gosh,
So
blessings. That was about
yeah,
like, oh
yes,
my
I want to make
goodness,
that clear.
awesome.
So you can still get 20% off, but then the rest of the proceeds will go to Bloom for the rest of the month. And then after that, they're diversified within some other Black Lives Matters organizations.
I love that.
But yeah, so it's called Raw by Nature tees. They're really comfortable. I like, you could wear them to death. They're organic, made in the USA, amazing. And design, you know, the graphics and everything designed by yours truly. So
yes,
please
yes,
support us in that way so I can support Bloom even in an even bigger way. I think that's so important.
Thank you so much. No, that would be
Yeah.
awesome. Like, this is definitely the time to really like extend yourself, even if you can't be in the front lines, or
Right.
you know, find other ways to support, you know, this movement. There's something that should be last longing. So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful. So thank you
Yay.
so much. Yes, yes, yes.
Any other way?
Exactly. So no, everybody, I pinned Robin Allen Style.
Cool.
So go in there, jump on there. And then also the code Bloom20. Thank you so much, Robin. You've been awesome. This has been amazing. I had a great time.
I did too. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, so
light
stay
to the rest
tuned.
of my week.
Yes. Oh, great. Perfect, perfect. And this is my first start. I got more interviews throughout this whole week now. And I just appreciate this.